stronger.
President Biden delivering his State of the Union address last night, warning democracy is at stake in this year's election. He also had this to say about Laken Riley after being heckled by Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Lincoln Riley, an innocent young woman who was killed by an illegal. That's right. But how many of thousands of people being killed by illegals? To her parents, I say, my heart goes out to you, having lost children myself. I understand.
Yes, he called her Lincoln. While Democrats praised his energy, Republicans say the speech was partisan. Former President Trump saying, quote, he was angry, mentally disturbed, and misrepresenting a lot of facts concerning almost every subject he discussed. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Live and local. Real talk starts now.
Oh, my. DJIF, how's that?
Yes.
Love that.
Good morning. I'm Rayford Brown.
I'm Kelly Knapp.
I'm Lee Barrows.
Thank goodness the State of the Union address is over.
Wow. That was something. Well, that campaign speech, you should say.
So we'll start out with a question for you guys. And this is for everybody listening to. And our number is 910-333-0139. Was last night's State of the Union address a political speech, or was it truly a status report on how this country is doing?
Political speech.
Political speech.
I fell asleep before it aired.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I'd been up since way after, just shortly after midnight.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a long day yesterday. I'd like to hear from all y'all and why you think it was a political speech, or why you think it was a honest to goodness State of the Union address, and giving us a status report on how this country is doing. Because I've listened to part of it this morning, off and on, since about 5 o'clock. And I've also read reports from people who are pro and against news outlets. And I'm a little disappointed, I think, in the tone of the address. After I watch the entire thing in its entirety, watch it at some point in time, I'll have more to say. He did say that, as a tradition, the State of the Union is strong and growing stronger. And then, without mentioning Trump by name, not even once, my predecessor and some of you here seek to bury the truth of January 6th. I will not do that. This is a moment to speak the truth and bury the lies. And here's the simplest truth. You can't love your country only when you win. Okay, so far, more political posturing than anything else. Respect free and fair elections, restore trust in our institutions, and make clear that political violence has absolutely no place in America. How about make sure that no violence has any place in America?
Agreed.
That should have been at the top of the list, because the border, securing our border, has been the number one topic for, oh my God, how many years?
Well, he said he'd secured the border.
Not just during his term, but during his term as a senator and as a vice president. It's been a problem. It was a problem under Trump, under Bush, Obama, Clinton, Bush. Who's before that? Reagan. Not as much during the earlier years, but it's been a problem. And we have illegals killing people in this country today, and they've been welcomed into this country. Biden also took a shot at the Supreme Court's decision on abortion and the court's reversal of Roe v. Wade. That's going to go nowhere. Then he talked about his great economic policies and how he took over at a time when the nation was on the brink of economic disaster. He's created, he said, 15 million new jobs. The economy is on the way up, failing to mention that gas prices in the last 2 weeks have gone up at least 30 cents in Jacksonville. Of course, the pump prices must increase through the summer. I know that. That is a political move. That way, when they start coming down before the election, everyone will be happy and they'll vote for Biden, right? Nope, not going to happen. He blasted the failed bill that would have added more immigration judges, 100 of them, and a number of border security personnel. He noted the recent murder of a Georgia resident, 22-year-old Lincoln Riley. He stumbled over her first name, sounded like Lincoln. His bottom line, and I'm trying to get the reasoning, is that adding 100 judges to hear immigration cases would speed up the process of deporting the illegals and lessen the chances that they would pay thousands of dollars to smugglers to get them into this country if they knew they would be deported, in his words, 6 months or 6 weeks. So I ask you the question, if we just didn't let them come here in the first place, if we stopped them at the border, hit them off at the pass, as the old cowboys used to say. And speaking of the murdered college student down there in Georgia, his words seemingly addressing her parents, an innocent young woman who was killed by an illegal. That's right, but how many of the thousands of people being killed by illegals? What?
Not even remotely the point. Not even remotely.
By legal what? Us? Americans? Or legal aliens? Yeah, how about the thousands of people who are being killed by everybody? What you doing about it?
Not doing anything about that either.
Nope.
Not doing anything about anything.
Nope. Sentencing. A joke. They let them out on bail and then they drop the charges for attacking a cop. 2 cops. I cannot wrap my head around the nonsense that we're facing right now in this country. That's my State of the Union.
Look at the sanctuary city problem.
Yeah.
They're all regretting their decisions.
They are.
I just thought it was interesting last night when Biden was taking credit for everything in the United States being better now. When groceries are still at a 21%
Yes.
inflation rate,
Yep.
gas has inflated
40%.
Yeah, 40%. And oh yes, we closed the borders. We took care of the borders.
He even, oh Lord, I just can't.
We just had another listener said that their opinion, it was more of a political speech.
Oh, absolutely.
You guys call in 910-333-0139.
This was a campaign speech, is what this was.
Oh, definitely.
And I did learn something from it. And,
Well-
I normally don't watch these things, but my mother had it on, so I was forced. I did not know that Kamala Harris was in charge of some kind of gun right, anti-gun bill, whatever it was. Maybe I'm just got my head in the sand. Has this been announced before? How have I missed this?
I don't remember hearing anything about it. I may have, but I blew it off.
I don't know
Maybe
anything about
she's
it.
done as good a job of dealing with gun violence as she's done with dealing with the border.
Well, have you noticed no one ever talks about her being the border czar?
Nope,
It
not
never
anymore.
gets brought up
It does by me.
because it's failed policy.
Well, I don't know. House of Representatives yesterday passed the Laken-Riley Act that would require ICE to detain illegal immigrants charged with local theft or burglary after a migrant accused of similar offenses was arrested for the murder of an American college student. The act, which passed by 251 to 170, is named after Ms. Riley. We've been talking about her. She was killed by on the campus of the University of Georgia, Jose Antonio Ibarra, the illegal immigrant from Venezuela, charged with the brutal murder, had been arrested in New York prior to the murder, but was not detained by ICE. Representative Mike Collins out of Georgia, who introduced the bill, he said the senseless murder of Laken-Riley by Jose Ibarra, who had no business being in this country, was another wake-up call as Americans experience an illegal alien crime wave because of Joe Biden's open border and local sanctuary city policies. I now urge the Senate to take up this bill immediately. Before being charged with felony murder, Ibarra was once arrested in New York for endangering a child, and he was cited in Georgia for misdemeanor shoplifting in October of last year, along with his brother, Diego Ibarra. The act would require Immigration and Customs Enforcement to issue a detainer for illegal aliens who are charged or cited with local theft or burglary. This will do absolutely no good in sanctuary cities like New York because they will not keep the person there, and even with a retainer from federal officers, they will not keep them in jail once they make bond.
Well, no one's even talking much about the illegal immigrant in Texas that stabbed and killed that 16-year-old girl, that cheerleader.
Yeah.
And ICE is trying to get their hands on this moron.
Yeah.
But I mean, this
He
little
stalked
girl,
her
he stalked her. Yes.
for quite some time.
Yes. Broke into the house, stabbed and killed 16. Cheerleader, wanted to be a nurse. I mean, when will it end?
Okay, we got a caller, and guess who it is? Steve, how are you?
Hey guys,
How are you?
doing pretty good. Listening in this morning, commentary about the State of the Union last night.
It's more questions than I had a commentary today.
What did you think about it, Steve?
It was different than some of the past State of the Union speeches. I felt like he tried to interject more energy into this.
I'll give you that. Yep.
I believe we're at a place where something also that's unusual is the president having hecklers during the State of the Union address.
Yeah, I did not like that.
That, you know, the decorum is just almost non-present for some of those members. I will say that it sounds like people on the right. Let's talk about the basis from where you're starting from. There's nothing Joe Biden could do or say that y'all are going to approve of.
Who is y'all?
It's hard to categorize it because there's so many subgroups of people that are in the Republicans or leaning to the right or conservative. It's hard to say, but I believe y'all are in that group, that y'all are going to have a negative view of Joe Biden regardless.
You talking about the three of us?
Yeah.
Oh, I can go ahead and tell you I do. I have no problem saying it. Yeah.
Well, and I believe that is maybe skewing your opinion slightly.
No, it's my
You go
opinion.
into it with a view that he's a negative view right off the bat.
Okay,
Because I don't like what he says.
Let's turn this around just a little bit. And you have a negative view of Donald Trump completely, total, don't you?
I will say positive things about Trump.
I haven't heard
I do
any.
not go into it with a negative view. There's one thing I will say positive about Donald Trump that everybody thinks is negative, and his comments about very fine people on both sides. It was not a good comment for him to make about Charlottesville, but it was a true statement. You know, so I'm objective when it comes to Donald Trump. I do have a bunch of negative things to say about him, but I try to be objective in my view of him. Everything he's done hasn't been bad. He's not, I don't think he's inherently evil. I just think he's jaded. And there's a big distinction there, if you know what I'm saying about
By
that.
jaded, what do you mean?
By jaded?
Yeah.
He's detached from reality. He was born with a golden spoon in his mouth. He's had servants his whole lives, and he tries to act like he can identify with blue-collar people, and there's just no way. He's never lived in that world. He don't even understand that he's never lived in that world.
And Biden has?
Yes, Biden has.
50
Biden
years
has,
in office?
has specifically injected himself into the blue-collar world. You know, during the time Biden was in the Senate, he rode the train back and forth to Delaware every day with normal people.
Okay.
You know, so there's a difference there. I ain't saying that he ain't jaded on some level, because he's, you know, rich and elite. And those people just don't understand the everyday problems. They don't understand gas prices. They don't understand grocery prices. They don't even go to the grocery store. They don't pump gas. You know, so I can see that they're not in touch with reality on certain things. You know, but like I say, I can also be critical of Joe Biden. There's, you know, things that he's done that I don't agree with. But when it comes to the southern border issue, which I think is the biggest issue among most of us.
Yeah.
And I heard y'all say that it's the failed policies of the Biden administration, just the failed policies of almost every administration. I heard you say that, right?
Yeah, I've said that.
But the Biden administration has policies they want to implement that Republicans are actively blocking. There's even a group of Republicans that agree with them that this needs to be implemented. And there's a group of Republicans.
We've all discussed that before, this bill that did not go through.
But if they're going to block any effort how is anything ever going to get done?
Well, let me ask you
I
this.
said, I watched in the debate. I mean, in the State of the Union last night, you had Senator Langford nodding yes to what Joe Biden said, and you had Mike Johnson nodding no.
Mhm.
So you got those two Republicans that are in complete disagreement over what that bill says. What the Democrats say is irrelevant at that point. The Republicans have got to work out that issue.
Okay.
But anyway, go ahead.
Now, that bill, why not introduce a bill, the standalone bill? I'm going to harp on this. I'm going to preach it to you just a little bit more. Do not add anything else to it. If you want to give the Ukraine money, you have a separate bill to do that. If you want to give Russia money, you have a separate bill to do that. If you want to grant humanitarian aid to Gaza, you have a separate bill to do it. If you lump them all together, and there are people that do not want Gaza getting aid, that do not support giving aid to Ukraine or military aid to Ukraine, then that bill's going to fail. It was destined to fail.
Okay, very true. But the problem is why was all those bills lumped together? Because Mike Johnson demanded that they
Which
be
is the
lumped
stupidest
together.
thing in the world.
I get it, but once again, we're coming back to Republicans arguing with Republicans.
Well, and
The
again,
Democrats appear to be trying to come to the table to negotiate, but you've got Republicans that are fighting Republicans that are causing this roadblock.
Mhm.
You know, and then they tried to separate the bills, and Mike Johnson don't want that either. What you have is you've got a unique situation where the Speaker of the House is playing politics and trying to block any legislation that they think will make the Democrats look good,
that's certainly not a.
regardless of whether it's good for America or not. And if you look at their history, when Donald Trump first took office and the Republicans had control of the House and the Senate, they didn't do nothing about border control.
Nope.
And now that it's on the table and it's a heavily conservative bill, they don't want to do nothing now.
You mean about that
So-
fence? You mean about that fence that they were building?
And that bill had a considerable amount of money to restart building that wall.
Uh huh. Why?
So,
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
they
there's
sold.
a lot of
They
things
already sold some of that wall.
I understand, but if you look into that, they sold that steel, and that steel laying there rusting was going bad.
Uh huh.
So, I mean, there may have been issues there. Like I say, I ain't saying that's definitely what happened, but there may have been an issue with some of that material is perishable.
If it's perishable, then why would we put it up as a fence?
Well, in its raw state, it's perishable. Yeah,
Okay.
I've been on enough construction sites to know that can't be left out in the open. That may be encased in kind of concrete
Mhm.
at some point, or see what I'm saying? It may be weather resistant once it's installed. It may not be weather resistant in its raw form. But I'm just speculating here, spitballing, and trying to give reasons for it. I ain't saying that was the reason. That it may have been stupid. It may have been no good reason to do it. But I can right off the top of my head say that there's some building materials that are perishable and you can't leave them laying there.
So where'd the money go that
They will lose their
where we
value.
sold it? Who got the money?
And that's a good question as well.
Mhm.
But what we're doing is we're running around in circles, avoiding the elephant in the room, that if they would have either passed that bill or made amendments to make it what they needed it to be to pass it, right now the border would be closed. There's enough immigrants trying to cross our border right now that it would be closed.
Biden has already said he's
So-
closed the border.
He's already said he closed it.
He's made that statement.
Yes,
He
he
said
made a
he has
statement
secured
last
the border.
night.
Well,
It-
I would say there's a difference between closing the border and securing the border.
Well, it's not either.
And I think, and you're smart enough. You should see that.
How
That's
is
Lake
what is the
Parents.
difference?
Securing the border means that you're apprehending and processing people.
Well-
Shutting the border down means you no longer have to process them.
Well, Biden said that he wanted the power to be able to shut down the border when the number of illegal crossings passed a certain threshold.
correct, and that bill would give him that power. But it also has a clause in it that if it reaches 5,000 a day, then they can shut down the border. The president can. If it reaches 8,500 a day, then it's automatically shut down, and the president doesn't have any say so in that.
I say shut it down now. Don't let anybody in.
Well, if we'd have passed that bill, if that bill wasn't
That
being
bill,
blocked, it
have
would already
you
been
read
signed,
that
and the
entire
border would be
bill?
shut down.
There's a lot in that bill that is more than just about the border.
There is, but it's because the Republicans demanded it be more than just about the border.
It's not just them, but Democrats too.
Well, I
It's a
think they all ought to
bipartisan bill.
stop and just make one
One.
border bill, just about the border,
Well,
nothing else.
I agree.
The way this all started was aid for Ukraine. There was trying to get a bill for aid for Ukraine, and Mike Johnson came forward and said he won't do anything on spending foreign money on foreign aid until we had a border bill.
Mm-hmm.
It had to be a border bill with it. And so for 3 months, the Republicans worked with the Democrats in the Senate and came up with a bill, and he just threw it in the trash.
But they're two separate issues.
I mean, logically, how can the Democrats do anything if you've got a group of Republicans that are going to block everything?
Where they're saying right now,
I mean, I'd like to be
both
critical of
sides.
the Democrats over this, but it's hard to do that when you have the Republicans, that group of Republicans, not all Republicans, they're fighting amongst themselves. We all know that.
All right, time's up, Steve. We got to go. Got
Yeah,
weather.
Thank you,
got
guys.
Thank
got
you.
weather.
You're live at Local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Make sure you tune in later this morning on Sports Talk at 9 a.m. We'll be live on the University of North Carolina at Wilmington as we talk with head baseball coach Randy Hood of the UNCW Seahawks and his assistant coaches as we preview the Seahawks' upcoming baseball season. Tune in on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-290-5599. That's 1-800-290-5599. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-290-5599. That's 1-800-290-5599.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
A plan every adult family member should consider is the pre-arranged funeral. It's the worry-saving thing to do for your family. Making pre-arrangements helps to alleviate the additional stress on family members that can come with arranging a loved one's funeral. Jones Funeral Home's prepaid funeral plan helps remove confusion. They make a practical evaluation of costs possible, and it's the best way to take an unpleasant task off the shoulders of the family. Call Jones Funeral Home at 455-1281.
With locations in Jacksonville, Richland, Swansboro, and Holly Ridge.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Yeah, might get a wee bit wet over the weekend, but it's a perfect time to check out the specials down at Timeline Marine. What specials, you ask? Well, I got some for you right now. For one, this is the day one. For all baits and associated tackle, they're marked down 20%. Yep. If you have lures you like, Maybe you want to try something new. This is your chance. From Clark Spoons to Mirror Lures, from bottom rigs to poppers, all at 20% off. Rainy days are opportunity days for the next couple of days. While you're there, talk with Todd about the new Lund fishing boats that just arrived, rigged and ready to go fishing. Tideline Marine, 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Small craft advisors in effect through Monday evening. It's going to be a little bit choppy out there. Today, offshore northeasterly winds 15 to 20 with gusts to 25 knots early this morning, then 25 knots this afternoon. Seas 3 to 5 feet, dominant period 7 seconds. Sounds and rivers choppy. Tomorrow, southeasterly winds 15 to 20, becoming southerly 20 to 25 in the afternoon. Gusts up to 30 knots, seas 5 to 8 feet, except 4 to 6 near shore. Dominant period 7 seconds. Sounds and rivers choppy, becoming Kelly rough in the afternoon. Westerly winds on Sunday 15 to 20 with gusts up to 30 knots, seas 5 to 7 feet. Sounds and rivers are choppy.
Today, mostly sunny, high of 67. Winds about 5 to 10 miles an hour with gusts as high as 16 miles an hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy, low of 50. With looks like showers will probably start right around 4 a.m. or so. Tomorrow, it's going to rain all day. High of 67. And could actually have thunderstorms after 1 p.m. and some could produce very heavy rainfall.
Because we're still in the winter.
We've already had thunder the other day. Winds at 8 to 15 miles an hour with gusts as high as 24 miles an hour. It's a 100% chance of rain tomorrow, and rainfall amounts between 1 and 2 inches. Tomorrow night, before 1 a.m., showers and thunderstorms, then mostly cloudy, low of 55, still gusty. But on Sunday, it'll be windy with 10 to 15 mile an hour winds with 25 mile an hour gusts, but it will be sunny and the high will be 63. But Sunday night, Rayford, you can have your fireplace because it's going to be 39.
Ooh.
Yep.
39.
39.
Oh, my. Okay, well, you're taking a little leave here.
I'll be back in about half an hour.
Okay.
All right. Because we have a special
We have a guest in the studio.
Here you go, Miss Sheila.
Sheila Toon. She's making her way to the microphone.
Tooney.
Tooney.
I was wrong.
You got it wrong.
I got it wrong.
Tooney.
It's not unusual.
That's okay. It's
okay.
pretty common.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Good morning.
Good morning to you. Just in case we get a phone call.
Yes. I love it. I have a lot of people listening, so maybe
Good.
someone
Oh,
will
good.
call in.
Wonderful. Welcome all our new listeners.
Yes. You're with the Colson Fellows, right?
Yes, the Colson Fellows Program. Mhm.
What does that do?
Well, in a nutshell, we like to say it's a 10-month deep dive into Christian worldview. It was established by Chuck Colson back in 2004, I believe. And under that program, it was called the Centurions Program. And he was creating a program, quote unquote, to make people think like Chuck, or teach people how to think like Chuck. But it was really to teach people how to look at the world and what was going on from a biblical or Christian perspective. And that program was called the Centurions Program because they only allowed 100 into it. When Chuck died in 2012, they took a brief hiatus and reimagined the program and named it after him, calling it the Colson Fellows Program.
Yeah, he was Charles Colson.
Yes.
Chuck.
Chuck.
There we go.
Yeah, of Watergate fame and prison ministry and the Colson Center for Christian Worldview was his, combined with Prison Fellowship was his organization. Right. After Chuck died, like I said, we started the Colson Fellows Program, and since then it's grown exponentially. I went through the program in 2018 to 2019, and at that time, the only local program was in Charlotte. So I drove to Charlotte a few times a year, and then we Zoomed the other months when Zoom, before it became cool. We were Zooming before it became cool. But when the year I went through the program, there was 174 participants worldwide in the program.
And this is a 10-month course.
Yes. So from 2019, we commissioned. We don't call it a graduation, we call it a commissioning, because Chuck was a military man, and he said we should go forth and take what we've learned into the communities and the spheres that we have influences over. So like I said, in 2019, we commissioned 174. This coming year, we're commissioning 1,700. Wow. So it has grown exponentially in that time. and it's a great way. We have a lot of, I know, Lee, you were looking at our webpage and stuff. And what it really is trying to teach people to gain wisdom, to live faithfully, and to act courageously. And it's really to teach people how to be wise. I mean, wisdom is actually a skill we have to learn to discern what is beautiful, good, and right in this world, and what is truth. So yes, it is coming from a Christian perspective, because as a Christian, that's what we believe is the truth. And everybody has a worldview. It's just how you look. We say it's the lens as which we view things, and everybody. So we take the first part of the year to define those worldviews and share with our students what the different worldviews are, how they interact with each other. And then we kind of branch into the cultural points that impact us and inform our decision making, and the pressure points. And we talk about pressure points, but we all have the pressure points. And then how do we take what we've learned throughout this 10 months and go in and act boldly in the world? I know, Lee, yesterday you said it was being a radical Christian. Is that what you said? Something like that.
Well, I was reading where it was saying it was radically Christian based. It was something I was reading at the time.
I found a quote here from back in Watergate days. I learned one thing in Watergate. I was well-intentioned but rationalized illegal behavior. You cannot live your life other than walking in the truth.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So throughout the program, like I said, it is 10 months. We're into recruitment season right now. Applications opened in January and they closed June 30th. And for more information, your listeners can go to colsonfellows.org. When you click on that, it immediately brings you up to a page that you can sign up to watch an informational webinar. There's some videos on there that have a brief description of the program. So it's a great way for listeners to get started. When you click more information, all that it does is sends me a link if you put New Bern for your local cohort. We are divided into various cohorts, which is basically just a small group of people. Well, not necessarily small, but and right now, I wrote this down, we have 80 cohorts throughout the United States. We're in 38 of the 50 states.
Wow.
Like I said, when I went through the program, we had one in Charlotte. Now we have 5 in North Carolina. We have Asheville, Charlotte, Raleigh, New Bern, and Wilmington. We have 2 in South Carolina. We have one in Greenville, South Carolina, Charleston, South Carolina, and we have Richmond, Virginia. So those are our kind of surrounding ones that we have here. We also have 14 cohorts in 9 other countries, which is pretty amazing.
Really?
We have one in India, Singapore, North Korea.
North Korea?
Yeah, North Korea. Yeah,
Really?
it's pretty amazing. I mean, South Korea. Sorry. I meant South Korea. Sorry, I said the wrong. I was going to have all my people calling going,
North Korea.
That would have been great. Anyway.
Yeah, right. Dangerous, but great.
And so we're all over, like I said, 1,700 globally are going through the program this year. And if you're not near a local program, then we have some online options as well for people that don't have anyone close to them.
And you're going to post on our Facebook page.
I already have.
You already have.
Yeah.
Good.
I already have.
So if you want to
right
know
there.
more about it, you can easily go to our Facebook page and click on the one or two of the
Yeah,
links.
it's on our live videos right now. And then later this afternoon, I will do a separate post. But it's very interesting reading it.
Well, and kind of, if you want me to explain a little bit more what the
Yes,
program
I do.
is.
Please.
So it is a tuition-based program, but several seminaries now are giving credit for it for up to 6 credit hours. So the
really?
cost of the program is $900 a year. It's basically a master's level program into worldview. And with that, however, I like to say apply early. There's scholarships, there's discounts. Colson gives discounts for military, for educators. You can go on our website and get a lot of options. So once you're into the program, if you click apply now, it's not a very rigorous application. If you select New Bern, I get that information, phone, give you a call, talk you through the program, explain what it is. We have each month, you do a devotional 5 days a week, usually Monday through Friday. We have a learning platform called Pathright that gives you the assignments every day. You get to click them off and check them off when you're done and write your answers. We read about 13 to 14 books during the year with various authors. Yeah, our current book list includes Chuck Colson's book, How Now Shall We Live, J.I. Packer's Knowing God, C.S. Lewis's Mere Christianity, Thaddeus Williams, Confronting Injustice Without Compromising Truth. Carl Truman, Strange New World. Those have gotten big buzzes lately within this kind of community. Rebecca McLaughlin, her book called The Secular Creed. John Stonestreet, who's the president of the Colson Center now, his book, Practical Guide to Culture, is excellent. They also have a student guide to culture companion book to that. So those are just a few. Alyssa Childers, Another Gospel, really talks about progressive Christianity. So we read up to 14 books a year in tandem. Right now we're reading them. Sometimes you might read parts of 4 books each month, but you kind of see how they go together, even though they're by different authors, but they kind of, the topics go together. You answer questions on those books in the learning platform. 1 to 2 times a month, we have a webinar, usually with the authors. We usually have a webinar with Oz Guinness. Johnny Erickson Tata typically does a webinar. Dr. Christopher Yuhan, who wrote Holy Sexuality, does a webinar with us. In fact, he's doing a webinar with us next week. And so all these webinars, you get to interact with the authors that we're reading. In addition to the reading, the devotions, and the webinars, we incorporate some videos that the students watch. 3 of those programs, one is called The Bible Project. I think that's bibleproject.com. And you can look on those. It's just small little videos that break down the Bible into an animation type setting. We also watch What Would You Say, which is produced by the Colson Center as well. Those are great videos, whatwouldyousay.org. You can go on there. They all start, I just looked at what their recent one is pornography entertainment is their recent one. So those videos all start like you're in a conversation and someone says, well, pornography is just entertainment. What would you say? And then it's 4 to 6 minutes that breaks down and gives you 3 or 4 talking points. Respond. And they have topics on everything, anything you can imagine, they have topics on. And currently right now, I mentioned Dr. Christopher Yuhan, he has created a Holy Sexuality Project, which is 12 videos for parents to engage with their children on the topic of gender and sexuality. And so we're previewing that right now in the program as well. Then once a month, people in the New Bern cohort get to come to my house. I live on the Trent River, and we meet on a Saturday. In fact, we're meeting tomorrow. We meet on a Saturday. We meet all day. Some of the cohorts. Some what?
Bring an umbrella.
Yeah, bring an umbrella.
Bring a dish.
Yeah.
This sounds like a good one.
We feed people well. You guys are more than welcome to come. We meet in the mornings. I always say doors open at 9. I feed everybody breakfast. And then we start our meeting at 10. And we go pretty much all day. And what we do in those meetings is we talk about the books. We engage. I like to end the day with what I call hot button topics, where we take something like we'll probably be talking about the State of the Union, and not in a venting kind of way, but how can we take what we have learned and apply it and have a civilized conversation.
Did you watch the State of the Union?
I watched part of it. I'm sorry, all my CFITs. We call my students CFITs, Colson Fellows in Training. And if they're listening, they're probably going to say, why didn't you watch it all? I have one on my leadership team that he's very into biblical citizenship. So I'm sure he watched the whole thing. So David, if you're listening, you should give us a call.
Well, I found what I had said. Yeah. It was on your website. Oh, yeah. Go beyond the ordinary, be radically Christian.
Yeah.
And it goes on to say you believe in Jesus, but your everyday existence doesn't look all that different from the way your non-Christian neighbors live, and you wonder if your life even matters. Yeah. Colson Fellows, we are a diverse community of discerning Christ followers who know that feeling. Most of our lives may look ordinary, but as C.S. Lewis reminds us, there are no ordinary people. And it goes on. That's what I was reading had mentioned at that time.
Yeah.
Okay. If anybody wants to ask a question, give us a call. The number is 910-333-0139. Any comments? Feel free to ring us up, 910-333-0139. We'll take a break. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. You're live in local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Casey Kasem has unlocked the American Top 40 Vaults and is replaying original shows from the 70s. This week, Casey takes you back to March 4th, 1978. That's when Jackson Browne was running on empty. Billy Joel loved you just the way you are. Jay Ferguson sailed to Thunder Island. and the Bee Gees were staying alive. You'll hear those songs and all the top 40 hits from March 4th, 1978, right here on American Top 40, the 70s.
Make sure you check out AT40 Saturday morning, 8 to 11 on Freedom 97.1 and 11:20 a.m. WSME.
Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of the great big fresh chicken sale right now and many, many more specials at your locally owned and operated Richlands Piggly Wiggly, where good things call Sliss, down home down the street, Highway 24 in Richlands. How about a 20-pound box of fryer leg quarters, just $15.99. Family packs, only 99 cents a pound. A 20-pound box of fryer drumsticks is $15.99. Family pack price, 99 cents a pound. A 20-pound box of fryer thighs, $15.99. Family pack price, just $1.19 a pound. And a 20-pound box of boneless chicken breast is only $29.99 with the family pack price at $1.99 a pound. 10 pounds or more fresh ground chuck, only $3.59 a pound. Fresh blueberries, only $2.99 a pint. Enjoy down-home country cooking in the deli 7 days a week in the store. Dine in or take out, featuring hot, fresh chicken that will make you smile. The country breakfast starts at 5:30 a.m. daily at your Richlands Piggly Wiggly Deli and is home to the famous Merle Bowl. You can also take advantage of the fast-friendly pharmacy located inside the Richlands Piggly Wiggly. Richlands Piggly Wiggly, down home down the street, where good things call Sliss. Highway 24 Richlands. Remember, say big with the P.
If you're looking for a home, or perhaps you want to sell your house, why would you not pick a realtor that knows Eastern North Carolina? Candy Brown Thompson has lived her entire life in this area and knows the territory like the back of her hand. She's a realtor with Century 21 Champion in Jacksonville and is known as a professional that will do everything possible to find the right home to meet your needs. It matters not whether you're looking for a small starter home or you're ready for a larger home. Candy will stick her neck out and check out homes throughout the eastern part of the state. She's known to look high and low and show you as many houses as you want until you have found the perfect house you can turn into a home. Throughout the process, she'll treat you with grace, kindness, and integrity, and you'll love her sense of humor. For a realtor dedicated to her clients, give Candy Brown Thompson of Century 21 Champion a call at 910-787-5600. That's 910-787-5600.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full-color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back, and our guest in the studio is
Sheila Tooney.
Yes, Sheila Tooney, and she's with the Colson Fellows Foundation or program.
Right,
Program.
right.
And I just read something else. Chuck was called the Hatchet Man.
Yeah,
referred to as the Hatchet Man
Really?
for Nixon.
Yeah.
Oh, when he worked
During Watergate, and he was the Hatchet Man to destroy
I'm
the
not
those who were
familiar with
opposed to
him.
Nixon.
I'm going to have to look
I
him
remember
up
the
now.
name, but I just it wasn't ringing any bells.
Well, his book, How Now Shall We Live, was sitting on my bookshelf, for years. I think I picked it up at a secondhand shop before I did the program,
Really?
and that's the first one to read. And it's probably one of the most easily my top 10 influential
You have
books
to check
that I've
it
read.
out.
Yeah,
Now, how long have you been involved in this?
So I went into the program in 2018. So that was my year. I had moved to New Bern area from Moore County. My husband is retired military. We were at Fort Bragg, I guess now Fort Liberty. That's a whole other conversation. For 11 years, I was super
I like
involved.
this woman.
I was super involved in the community and my church, and we moved here, and just kind of everything I had been involved in just was gone. And so I was trying to think what's next. and started hearing Breakpoint is our the Colson Center's podcast. You can go to breakpoint.org. It's a brief 5-minute every day, a longer one on Friday, talking about issues.
Okay.
And I was listening to that every day, and they started advertising this Colson Fellows program. I'm like, let
Wow.
me check it out. I went to a homeschool convention where John Stone Street, like I said, the president of the Colson Center, was there as a keynote speaker. So I talked to him a little bit more about the program, came home and applied. And that was my year. It was great. It's probably how it affected me was it really just focused my attention. Like I said, our motto used to be outrage is not an option. And we're just, I have 3 boys and just seeing grown boys now, but just seeing what they're facing. Our culture is changing so fast. Faster than it's probably ever done in
Oh, I
history.
agree. I
It's
agree.
changing so fast. That stuff that is considered normal now was
Oh,
not
yeah.
even 5-10 years ago. And I think that's why the program has grown so much, is because people want to know how to react, how to respond, and not in a yelling fashion or in a argumentative fashion, but in a logical, with wisdom and discernment. How do we talk to people that have a different point of view than us? And so it really taught me that. Part of the program we were talking about leading the break is that not only do you all these things I talked about, the Bible study and the reading and the webinars and the videos, but you come up with what we call the teaching practicum, where you take 4 to 6 sessions with a group of people. A lot of the students use a group that they're already familiar with, or they're a small group. I have one that did a book club, and now she's still doing it. She did it once for her teaching practicum, and now she's still doing it, reviewing a book that we've read. There's personal discipleships going on. So that's sort of taking the worldview lessons that they've learned and saying, can I then teach it to a group of people? And then it culminates in what we just call the personal mission plan. It used to be called the 3-year plan, and they realized that nobody has just a 3-year plan. And that's really just taking what we have learned and applying it. Just don't put it on the shelf. But it's not anybody going to check up on you. It's not on the platform. We talk about it. Anything. There's a Colson Fellow from years ago from Sanford, North Carolina. Her mission plan was to go to every city council meeting in Sanford and pray, sit in the back and pray.
There'll be 24 of them about.
Yeah, and then she had businesses have her do prayer walks around the business, but she wanted to get involved. I have a military wife in their program that her thing was, how can I take this and make a package to teach moms of young kids that then they can take it to other military bases as they go. That was her plan. I have a friend in Raleigh that he just expanded. He was already discipling young guys from NC State, so he's just kind of expanding that.
Wow.
The Colson Fellow is anybody. It's me. It's you. I love to say Kristen Wagoner, who is a lawyer with Alliance Defending Freedom. She argued the Jack Phillips Masterpiece Cake Shop case to the Supreme Court. She's a Colson Fellow. I got to meet her a couple years ago, and I said, I used you in all my recruiting. President Don DeCostin, the new president of Liberty University, is a Colson Fellow. We have soccer moms that are Colson Fellows. We have military that are Colson Fellows. We have teachers that are Colson Fellows. We have young college people that have gone through the program, Colson Fellows. We've had people from it's non-denominational. We have people from all types of Christian backgrounds. There's a statement of faith on the application. We have people that struggle with same-sex attraction. We have people that struggle with any kind of sin imaginable going through the program. So if you're listening to this and say, it's not for me, it is for you. If you care about this world and you care about the culture and you care about being God honoring, then this program is for you. And it's very rigorous. You were asking in the break.
How many hours?
We like to tell people it's 6 to 12 hours a week. A lot of it depends on how much you like to read.
Good.
So sometimes I would put it on Audible and, follow along in my book, kind of thing. But it is rigorous and it is demanding. But you come away with it with just a better perspective on how to live. One of the things that changed me is when I was developing my personal plan, I had these great plans. I had friends that were missionaries in Africa, and he was doing a radio show over there, and I thought, oh, that'd be great. And my teaching plan was going to be to do a radio program for women, do a women's Bible study kind of thing, and then go over to Ukraine and teach women how to do Bible studies. That was my plan. I had a big plan.
Wow.
It all went away. My friend stopped working for that organization. I no longer had a platform there. And I said, what do I do? And my director that I went through the program with in Charlotte encouraged me to start the program here. So that was part of my plan, is to start a program on the eastern side of North Carolina. And then we have, so I did that. And then the Raleigh started off of that, then Asheville, and then Wilmington. The cohort director in Wilmington went through the program here in New Bern. My co-director in New Bern as well. But one of the books we read at that time was called Kingdom Calling. And it really challenged me to take my vocation and do something with it for the kingdom. I am a nurse, hadn't practiced nursing in 20 years. So part of my mission plan was also to get my nursing license reinstated. I took the refresher course, got my North Carolina nursing license for the sole purpose of volunteering at Eastern Pregnancy Information Clinic, which is the New Bern,
Congratulations.
which is the New Bern Pregnancy Resource Center.
Nice.
So I
Very
do
nice.
ultrasounds and pregnancy tests and breastfeeding classes and teach women. And so now I'm actually the center director in New Bern, plus the nurse there. So all of that came out of this program.
I just was going to ask you, do you feel like that all of this gave you a clear vision and a purpose, and that's why you went back into nursing?
Yep, it did. It makes you realize that, you can serve God within your vocation. It doesn't be that hard. It's not like you don't have to go to Africa. You don't have to go to the ends of the earth. We need people serving the kingdom right here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right here.
We
After
need a
everything
lot
you're
of
going
that.
through.
Yes. Yes, I agree.
I think Ukraine. You said Ukraine you were thinking about going?
Not Ukraine. It was Uganda.
Uganda, okay. So Ukraine would be a kind of a dangerous spot to be going.
Now it would be, yes. Although I do have friends that have been over there recently.
Really?
Yeah.
So this program helps you develop practical skills and wisdom. And I was reading where it said you will not only gain biblical wisdom, helpful to making decisions in practical matters, but you will gain insight into the vain philosophies and fake ideas that are driving today's culture and social trends, and discover new ministry opportunities.
Absolutely.
Okay. Let's take a break. You're live at Local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Chico's Tires, 2320 Wilmington Highway is Jacksonville's oldest tire company, and now Jacksonville's newest tire company is Little Chico's, located at 1675 North Marine Boulevard. Little Chico's carries all the major brands and all sizes, such as Michelin, Goodyear, BF Goodrich, Bridgestone, and many others, and all new tires have warranty. In addition to a great selection of new tires, Little Chico's has used tires starting at only $30. In addition to new and used tires, Little Chico's does brake service, minor auto and truck repair, expert custom window tinting, and towing. So if you need tires, new or used, brake service, minor auto or truck repair, expert tinting, or if you need a tow, visit Jacksonville's newest tire store, Little Chico's, 1675 North Marine Boulevard. By phone 910-333-0473 for Little Chico's Tire Service, located at 1675 North Marine Boulevard, right here in Jacksonville.
Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local Carrier indoor weather team. Serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967, now offers residential and commercial duct and dryer vent cleaning, and now offers expert residential and commercial plumbing service. In case of a power outage due to a storm or for any reason, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning has Generac generators in stock ready to install today. Remember, better breathing comes with cleaner air. Let Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning improve the air quality in your home or business with professional air duct cleaning. As always, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is available 24/7 for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergency needs. Turn to the Carrier experts. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, with locations in Jacksonville and Hempstead. Visit online, humphreyheating.com, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax, we're on the way.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want to paint maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties. Freedom 97.1 WSME.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back live and local and wrapping up here with
so much.
Yes,
goodness.
yes. It's been a lot of good experience here. Thank you. We've picked up a lot.
Yeah.
So, how can people reach you?
Well, number one, you can go to colsonfellows.org, hit more information. If you scroll down to the program options and locations, you will find links with all the states. So you go to North Carolina, pull up New Bern. My number's on there, and I can share that now too. My number's public kind of thing, but my number is 915-227-5776. I live in New Bern, like I said, on the Trent River, and so, but definitely go to the website, click on it, start listening to Breakpoint. It's really easy in the morning. It's, like I said, 5 minutes. They'll talk about a lot. They're advertising a lot for it right now. And don't be intimidated. Give me a call, click more information on the website, and we'll talk you through it. I love to talk about this program. And like I said, it impacted me in such a great way because it makes you really look around to say, you know, what is working that you can help? What is broken that needs to be fixed? What is evil that needs to be opposed, you know? And
that might be a lot of classes.
What's evil that needs to be fixed?
Or opposed?
we just got off this primary. I'm gonna tell you, there was some evil out there.
Well, and I think we all look at the big evils. You know, we all want to, you know, like I said, I work for a pro-life clinic. We all want to stop things like abortion. Well, not all of us, unfortunately, but there's small evils too. Just dealing with, you know, gossip and just we don't have to go after the big things. We can help in just looking around. We talk about the spheres of influence. Who are the people that you interact with, and what can you do to help that be better?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. We do have a caller too. Good morning. Who's this?
Theo.
Hey, Theo.
Good morning.
Good morning, Theo.
How are you?
Doing great.
Good morning, Sheila.
Good morning.
Welcome to Drama Country.
I know. I'm having a good time.
I want to ask you a question. What religion were you before this?
Well, I was raised in a Christian home. Is that what you're asking? Or what denomination?
Denomination.
Well, this is actually a non-denominational program. I was actually raised Lutheran, and I'm now a conservative Presbyterian.
Okay, and your children, what did you raise them as?
Christian.
Denomination.
In the Presbyterian Church.
Okay. This is what I just want to say to you and see if you can help me out. If you go to different countries, if you go to Greece, they're Greek Orthodox. If you go to Italy, they're Catholic. If you go to Ireland, another religion. All these countries have the same religion, and they live by that. So it's like one big family. When you come to America, you have all those religions coming here from all over the world, and it confuses all the people here of their religion, and so many religions over here. By adding some more of this stuff, it just confuses everybody. Is that the right thing to do?
Well, I do agree with you that sometimes when we have so many denominations, and I think I'm going to use that word instead of religions, because when you talk about religion, you're talking more like, you know, Christianity is a religion, Judaism is a religion, Mormonism is a religion, Islam is a religion. So I think we have to,
Buddhism.
Buddhism. So when you talk about Christian denominations, I think we have to remember that that's a man thing. God created us in his image. And because we disagree with how to interpret scripture, that's why we have different denominations. And I agree. And I would also argue that other countries are developing different denominations too. I know a lot of times they will have a predominant one, but you're going to see, I lived in Germany for a time, and Lutheranism is very big in Germany, obviously because of Martin Luther was German, but they also have Catholicism, and they have other things as well. And I think that this program, like I said, is not really based on any specific denomination. It is coming from a Christian worldview. And I think it's actually helping to answer that question, like how can we take what the Bible has said and apply it to how we live our lives?
Okay, do you believe in Moses?
Absolutely.
Okay, so God gave Moses the 10 Commandments. That's what the whole world should be living on that. Every school should be repeating the 10 Commandments. Every church, every Sunday should be repeating the 10 Commandments. If we live by those 10 Commandments, we would be better people. By adding, who is that? I mean, we should be cutting religion, not adding religions. And you can see how confusing it is for kids. If a Catholic married a Greek Orthodox, when you have a kid, a son or a daughter or your kids, you wonder which religion are you going to bring them up to. And that's why sometimes they convert from one religion to another, so the kids will have it easy when they're coming up to learn under one religion, because you're confusing the kids. I'm just saying, the more religions we have and the more this stuff keeps going on, you're confusing everybody. We only had one God and the 10 Commandments. It's as simple as that. Do you agree?
I agree that the 10 Commandments are what we should be living by. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I just wanted my viewpoint on why we keep going with this kind of stuff. I mean, it's nice, and each one has its own twist on what you're teaching the kids and this and that. But I think you're confusing everybody when everybody keeps coming out with these new things to do. And I don't know what to say. I really don't. Anyway,
what I'm listening and reading here, Theo, this is not you probably have folks from any number of denominations involved,
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
And this is something to let them from a little self-help, get themselves straight, and then to go out and talk to other people who are maybe having some of the same issues.
Yeah. Yeah, this isn't starting like I said, this is an educational program.
It's not a new religion.
Not a new religion. It's an educational program. Yeah.
Okay, maybe I misunderstood, but coming over and explaining yourself, and good luck with your enrollment.
Thank you, Theo. We appreciate it,
Theo.
as always.
Thank you.
Have a good weekend, Mr. Adorable.
I'm going to call you back.
Okay.
I know you are.
All right, Sheila, thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
This is extremely interesting.
Yeah.
This is very good all the way around. And we will see you, I'm sure, again.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I would love to come back anytime. Anytime. Like I said, we're deep into recruitment. Enrollment's open until June 30th. The program kicks off July 1st. We're kind of excited. We end the program every year with a national conference. This year is in Arlington, Texas, and it is actually sold out for the first time ever. So it's pretty amazing. But that is a weekend conference with great speakers, and we end it with our commissioning. Like I said, we're going to commission over, I think it's around 1,700 this year.
Wow.
And it's just a great program. So
Sounds
give me a
good.
call, check out the website. Doesn't cost you anything to have a conversation with me. And like I said, the earlier you apply, the more apt you can qualify for scholarships if that's what you need.
Sounds good. Sheila, thank you.
Good.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break here, do a little Fox News. So we'll be back on the other side. You're live and local Real Talk. We'll be right back.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. President Biden, during his State of the Union address, addressing concerns about his age, saying he's been around a while.
My lifetime has taught me to embrace freedom and democracy.
Not mentioning former President Trump by name at all during the speech.
Other people my age see it differently. The American story of resentment, revenge, and retribution That's not me.
He spoke about the wars in Gaza and Ukraine, reproductive rights, immigration, jobs, and the economy. House Speaker Mike Johnson on Fox calls the address overly partisan.
He came to give what has been described as a campaign speech, and it was that. It was very disappointing to all of us.
Alabama Senator Katie Britt with a Republican response.
President Biden just doesn't get it. He's out of touch.
The president follows up his speech with a campaign event in the Philadelphia area today. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1.
WSME.
It's live and local. Real talk.
That was a very interesting conversation. Like it.
Very interesting. It really goes in depth.
Mhm.
And I'm going to have to check into this further. I mean, some of the information we didn't even talk about, but what a program.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
So am I. So that's good. Anyway, if you guys, okay, we can go back to politics now if you'd like. I'm sure Theo's going to call back about that.
Theo, Doug. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll get a bunch of it today.
I'm still just confused. It was one of the more unusual State of the Unions, and I haven't seen the whole thing yet. I've been looking at bits and pieces of it as I go along, but I get a little confused.
Well, to me, my opinion was it was more of a campaign speech than it was anything else.
Yeah.
You know, it took 41 minutes into his address before he even mentioned the border.
Mhm.
And right now, there was a lot of polls taken today, yesterday, in preparation for the State of the Union
Yeah.
address, asking people what they felt like the number one issue in our nation was. And the answer was the border.
Yeah, that's what we're hearing every day, day in and day out. Good morning. Who's this?
This is Chris Card.
Hello, Chris. How are you?
Hey, Chris.
Good. Hey, Lee.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. A little tired.
Yeah.
Moving. Yeah. So
What's going on this weekend?
yes. I'm the chair for the Onslow County GOP, and I just wanted to call in and remind everyone that tomorrow at Jacksonville High School is the Onslow County GOP annual convention. And it will be held, like I said, at Jacksonville High School. Registration begins at 8 o'clock. You must bring a photo ID. You must be registered Republican from January 31st.
Yeah, January 31st.
Of this year. And so then we'll have our precinct meetings at 9:30 with the call to convention that begins at 10 o'clock. So I just wanted to make sure everybody was aware of that. We've put a notice in the paper and on social media, and emails have been going out. So hopefully everyone's getting the word.
So I'm shunned again.
Everybody there.
So you're shunned again
I'm
because
shunned again.
he's not a
What can I do?
Republican.
Oh my gosh! I'm
He's
so
half.
sorry. What's your affiliation?
I'm called unaffiliated.
You are unaffiliated. So there you go. Yeah, we don't allow unaffiliated to participate in the Republican convention. And why are you an unaffiliated voter?
Because
We
that way,
really need to get our numbers going to take back the country
Yeah.
and move it in the right direction. And that it starts at the grassroots level, and that's this level.
well, the candidates are going to have to do that. They're going to have to convince me which way to vote. That's the good thing. I can vote on either side during the primary if I so choose. And
Yeah, that's exactly right. You certainly can.
and
So,
I sometimes I could vote for one party just because I don't want those people to be on the ballot.
right.
That's not the
I
reason.
gotcha.
Not the reason I do it, but no, I lean in a conservative direction. My wife,
Well, that's good. That's good to hear.
my wife has told me I lean a little bit to the right of Attila the Hun.
Oh, is that right?
So, Chris,
So anyway, yeah.
what was your take on the State of the Union speech?
Oh, please. I saw a post on social media this morning, and it said that it looked like he needed an ice cream cone when he was sick. And so I'm not, I guess he just, first of all, he rehearsed the speech over and over again because I just knew he was going to blunder all over the place, and they weren't going to let that happen. But his speech was nothing He didn't talk about really anything except Donald Trump, and he didn't even use his name, but everybody knew who he was talking about. And, you know, he's just so afraid of Donald Trump that you have to spend the State of the Union address that you're supposed to be talking about the state of the union, about problems and good that's been going on. Maybe that was the problem. So it was not, I mean, as a Republican, it was, I didn't watch it when it was on. I just watched it afterwards at the other, when they had a recorded clip of it, or they had the recorded speech. And it was just painful to watch. It really was, because when you know what's going on, your eyes are opened and you have to listen to the rhetoric and the lies that he espoused was just too much, you know, and you just find yourself yelling at the TV, hoping nobody's watching you.
You know, there have been so many. I don't know who wrote that speech for him, but he should be fired.
Yes.
That was not a good speech, and there are former presidents, speech writers who have said the same thing. But after looking at as much of it as I could this morning and reading some pieces of the quotes, I am like astounded that they let him get by with that. That they let the speechwriter get by with that.
You know, that's probably the only thing he could talk about and get away with it without people laughing and falling over.
Well,
Seriously.
you know,
I mean,
this is not the time to go on the political attack. It's the time to try to tell exactly what is good in the country, and then tell him what issues that we're working on. The only thing he could do is make vague references, and they were unsubstantiated. They were wrong. References to the economy, wrong. To the border, wrong. You know, I don't get it. Somebody fell down on the ball on the playing field that time.
There was nothing that he could, I mean, in his mind, or I guess in his political pundits and his staff or whatever, in their minds, they can quantify everything he said. But I'm going to tell you something. The American public is not stupid. And they're seeing what's going on.
Yep.
They know that it's affecting their pocketbooks. It's affecting their gas tanks, their grocery bills. They see what's going on. And you cannot stand there with a straight face and say the things that he said. I mean, really.
Yep, it's wrong.
It is. It's just wrong. And it's a shame to see that our country has come to this point, because I'm going to be quite frank with you. This is not the same country I grew up in, and I say that to many people. This is not the same country.
Nope.
And even, you know, years ago when we had the Democrats and the Republicans and the third party and whatever, you could sit there and hold a debate, and each side could say, yes, I truly believe this. And in some aspects of it, they could sit there and justify they're saying it. I mean, look at President John F. Kennedy. Really and truly, his stance at that time would probably have a lot of it incorporated into the Republican platform today.
No doubt about it.
You know, and so, but look at what's going on now when you have out and out lies. And I just don't understand what's in their mind, and that they have a conscience that allows them to say the things that they say.
Okay.
I just don't understand that.
All right, Chris, we appreciate it. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah,
All right.
certainly.
You have a good one.
All right,
See you
listen,
tomorrow.
Thank you, and I hope to see everybody on Saturday.
Okay, won't see me, but I'll be there in spirit. Bye. Hey, Timmy, what's up?
Ye to the hall this morning. Claire, I heard Theo call and talk to the lady. But, what I want to know is, I hope he calls back, because I want you to ask him what happened to Feed Me Friday breakfast. I mean, breakfast should have already been delivered to y'all from him. He should start that every Friday.
Nah.
Theo, if you'll let me know, yeah, come on, man, you got to do something. Man, Theo's the man. If you want If you want to be the man, Theo, be the man, brother. Be the man.
It was really nice.
I just called pick on it.
A really great gesture, and we do appreciate it, but we don't expect it. How's that?
Well, yeah, but I do. I expect it to be delivered to y'all.
Maybe you
Theo's my brother. I mean, I don't care what. Theo, I love Theo. He's my brother, man. And I reckon I need to go there and drop off $10 to him every now and then to help him out with it. But no, that was all I want. I want to pick on Theo a little bit.
Yeah.
But no, man, I didn't hear the address last night. I kind of snored through it, which I imagine a lot of people did. But I knew it was going to be hogwash to start with. So,
Well, I didn't. I was trying to stay awake, but it would have been really close to 24 hours that I'd been up if I'd stayed awake to the end of that thing.
oh, yeah. Well, when St. Diane bought that new Love Seat recliner, it's got a built-in sleeping pill in it. It's better than my old one. I'm telling you, it's
Oh, wow.
fantastic.
Hey, are you going down towards Wilmington today and going to come back with an empty load?
Down toward Wilmington. I'm down here in Sunny Point right now.
Oh, okay. You know where Carolina Beach is, then, don't you?
Oh yeah, well, I was there yesterday. Oh yeah, I was there yesterday. AT&T is not happy with me.
Uh-oh.
I'll tell that little incident right quick. Like, and if you go down, you used to be right.
And Carolina.
And Carolina. Okay. Now US 421 goes down through Curie Beach. And with the hurricanes it's had through the years, some of the light poles are leaning one way or the other.
Yep.
And some of the cable lines are a little bit lower than what they're supposed to be.
Uh-oh.
And yes, I did. Yes, I did. Took two out. Missed all the rest of them, took two out. But I apologize for that. But hey, I measured the equipment before I left, and it was 13 feet 5 inches. Now, my understanding, especially on the U.S. highway, everything is not supposed to be any lower than 15.5, 15 feet, 6 inches. Now, I may be wrong on that, but that's what I was always told. So, yeah, one of the police officers told the guy that I was delivering it to, he said, well, that's AT&T's problem. He said it was too low. I said, thank you, sir. So, yeah, I did a good job yesterday.
Very good. Well, while you were down there, you should have picked up 2 motors and brought them to me. Now I got to go down there and pick them
If I'd
up.
have known it. If I'd have known it, I'd have done it, buddy.
Well.
I left out of that hole with nothing on me. Well, I took a dozer down there. They're working on the aquarium as hard as they can. And I think they're a little bit behind. Somebody is. It's not the crowd that I work for. But they're still working on it, but they got most of the asphalt down.
Well, that's good.
It's coming. Yeah. But no, y'all have a good weekend. I
Thank
wanted
you,
to
sir.
holler at you. And, I heard Theo talking, and I enjoyed the lady you had on a while ago.
Sheila was great.
She did iterate. Yeah, she did iterate what I have always said, but she didn't finish it. That God created man in his own image. She didn't say the other part that I like to say, but and she weren't. She wouldn't have done that for nothing in the world. But you know what I'm talking about. But y'all be good. Have a good time. I've got to go get a pass. They have changed some things down here at Sunny Point. We have to have remember the old days when we had to have stuff on the windshield?
Yep.
Yeah, got to do that again down here.
Oh, boy. Okie dokie.
But all right.
Thank you,
y'all
sir.
be good.
Yep, you too.
All right, thank y'all.
You're live and local. Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. Weather is next.
Coming up on the next Goddard's Gold, it's Marvin Gaye. Lots of great hits. Hitchhike, I heard it through the grapevine, too busy thinking about my baby, how sweet it is. Can I get a witness? Yes, you can. It Takes Two, that's the way love is. Your precious love, music, stories, and interviews. The great Marvin Gaye, next Gold. Saturdays, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. right here on Freedom 97.1 and 1120 a.m. WSME.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro reminds you to check your mailbox and find your quote on homeowners insurance. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro goes the extra mile to make sure you're in good hands, like helping you customize your home and windstorm coverage with their Write Your Own home policy. Yes, save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call Tammy for a quote. You and everything you own are in good hands with Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Call today, 910-326-5383. Tammy Fry Allstate, 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro. Check your mailbox today for savings on your homeowner's insurance.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 20 emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor Service Agreement, you never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea-Air Heating and Cooling 252-247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Might be a little bit wet this weekend, but it's a perfect time to check out the specials at Tideline Marine. And for one, the specials, all baits and associated tackle are marked down 20%. Yep. If you've got lures you like, maybe you want to stock up on some of them from this, or maybe you want to try something new. Now's a good time to do that too. From Clark Spoons, get ready for the big Spanish invasion here coming up very shortly. You're going to need some Clark Spoons. To mirror lures, from bottom rigs to poppers, all at 20% off. Rainy days or opportunity days for the next couple of days. While you're there, talk with Todd about the new Lund fishing boats that just arrived, rigged and ready to fish. Tideline Marine, 159 Old Bridge Street, on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Small craft advisory in effect through Monday evening. Offshore today, northeasterly winds 15 to 20 knots, gusts to 25 early this morning, then 25 knots in the afternoon. Seas 3 to 5 feet, dominant period 7 seconds, sounds and rivers choppy. Saturday, southeasterly winds 15 to 20, becoming southerly 20 to 25 in the afternoon. Gusts up to 30, seas 5 to 8 feet, except 4 to 6 near shore. Dominant period 7 seconds, sounds and rivers choppy, becoming rough in the afternoon. Sunday, westerly winds 15 to 20 with gusts to 30 knots, seas kicking up there 5 to 7 feet. Sounds and rivers choppy.
Today, mostly sunny, a high of 67. We will have 5 to 10 mile an hour winds with gusts as high as 16 miles an hour. Tonight, rain mainly after 4 a.m., otherwise mostly cloudy at low of 50. Tomorrow, it's going to rain all day, 100% chance of rain, high of 67 with 24 mile an hour gusts. Tomorrow night, showers and thunderstorms, mainly low of 55. Winds could gust tomorrow night as high as 21 miles an hour. And on Sunday, it'll be sunny winds 10 to 15 with gusts as high as 25 miles an hour.
And talking about the rain real quick, the Women's Business Fair that was scheduled for tomorrow through the Jacksonville Onslow Chamber of
Rained
Commerce,
out.
it has been moved to March 23rd. That was the one that was going to be at Kimbrell's Furniture parking lot.
Okay.
It's been postponed to March 23rd.
Okay, got a caller. Good morning. Who's this?
Hey, good morning. This is Curtis. How y'all doing this morning?
We're doing well, Curtis. Hope you are.
Want to give my 2-cent word in on the State of the Union. That's a hot topic this morning, but I just couldn't help but think when he come out of the chambers onto that floor, he really looked like a walking corpse. I mean, his stature, his character, his demeanor, the way he was greeting and shaking hands, and I mean, his skin tone, his hair, he looked, I mean, hey, listen, a lot of people don't age well. He definitely has not aged well. And I don't get it, you know.
Well, one thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, one thing with presidents, they seldom age very well, and it takes a lot. It takes a toll on them. Every president I've ever seen, they start out looking, vigorous, they're looking good, and then all of a sudden, about 2 years into the process, you start to see a little graying around the temples, then you see this, and it's just a complete decline. And by the time they're ending one term, wow! And if they serve 2 terms, like Obama did, he came out a completely different person.
Yeah, you're right about that. Do you three know what a suction apparatus is?
A suction apparatus? For holding glass up, moving glass around and stuff?
Well, I guess you can kind of relate it to the device that they use when they're doing dental work and they're sucking the saliva out of your mouth.
Okay, that kind. Gotcha.
Your GOP chairperson that you had on a while ago that called in, she was in disbelief at understanding that these staunch Democrats can actually think that everything is just kosher and it's just in disbelief, and she didn't understand it. But the next time you greet a staunch Democrat, kind of situate yourself to the side of them and kind of look behind the ear. There's a little scar where a suction apparatus was inserted and it sucked the brains out of their head. I worked for the same farmer in tobacco that Timmy Lynn worked in. I was a little bit later time than him because I'm younger, but that farmer that we worked for, that was one of the things he told us, back during the Carter era, about Democrats, just kind of throwing it out there.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, I didn't get nothing out of the State of the Union last night. Matter of fact, I turned it off probably about maybe 35 minutes into. I couldn't stomach anymore. Terrible. So anyway, y'all have a good weekend.
Thank you. You too, Curtis.
Well,
Suffolk County District Attorney Ray Turney slammed New York Governor Kathy Hochul's laughably inadequate crime platform after 4 people charged with dismembering 2 bodies. Listen to this one. I don't know whether y'all read this one or not. Dismembering 2 bodies and disposing of them in public were freed under the state's bail laws.
Wow.
They did 4 people charged with dismembering.
Ooh.
4 people charged with dismembering 2 bodies. Turney said in a fiery statement yesterday morning, Governor Hochul is either completely clueless or being deceitful about how the criminal justice system works. Under New York's bail reform laws passed in 2019 while Hochul was lieutenant governor, charges of merely chopping up and disposing of dead bodies are not eligible for bail.
Okay.
He's personally handling the prosecution of Gilgo Beach serial killer Rex Herman. The four that chopped up the bodies: Alexis Nevis, Amanda, female, Wallace, Jeffrey Mackey, and Stephen Brown, no kin, were set free on supervised release Wednesday. Now, according to the laws, they could not be released. They were supposed to be under bail, but that's not what happened. The governor has decided that the best way to combat crime is to send the National Guard and state troopers into the subway system to stop the mounting criminal activity there. She ignores the fact that illegals are committing a lot of crimes and don't even get a slap on the wrist. They're either released on no bail or a minimum bail, and then they take off and leave the country. Good morning. Who's this?
Good morning, Deplorable.
Hey there. We're back. You're back.
When you were talking about the time change, didn't one of you say that we're trying to keep it as light as possible for the buses in the morning for the safety of kids?
No. I said that was a presumption way back when. Not go back to keep standard time up because it would get lighter early in the morning. But it's dark even now in the mornings when the kids are out there standing beside the road.
Sure is.
Okay. That's fine. First, I want to thank Tim for those kind words. But he's still deplorable, so no problem. The lady that just called from the GOP, is that?
Yes.
Christine.
Just remind her, Lee, next time you talk to her, 81 and 91. Okay?
Okay.
You know what those numbers mean.
Biden is 81 years old.
81, and the other one's got 91. Her pick has 91 felony charges. Not only that, Viktor Orban, the dictator from Hungary, is going to be visiting his house. If Biden did something like that, she would flip out. But let her know about that too.
Okay.
All right. Now, I just want to explain to you what you talked about with Steve this morning.
Okay.
We were supposed to send some money to Ukraine, and the Republicans in the House did not want to send any money to Ukraine because your man said he didn't want to send any money. So they're listening to this guy. He's not a president. He's nobody. Okay, they're listening to him. Okay, he said no. So what they did was, in order for the Democrats to get something, they said, okay, we're going to add the Ukraine money to the immigration money. And they went with it, and the Republicans okayed it. Even Tillis wanted it. Okay, Tillis wanted it, and a couple other Republicans wanted it. Okay, now Ted Budd, he said he didn't want it. You know why? Because he's a mega Republican. Okay, he didn't vote for it. So that's how the whole thing came about. So they agreed on it, and then all of a sudden, the House of Representatives backed up again. Okay, that was the only way they can get this two things done is by combining them together. Any questions?
They get them done by combining them together. Obviously, that did not work.
So if they give the immigration and we have to support Ukraine, if the Republicans in the House say, no, we're not going to do it, then how do we get what we want?
Who is we?
The Democrats. We want to support Ukraine. Do you want the Ukraine to fall to Russia? Is that what you want?
Nope, I do not.
Well, give me your opinion then about Ukraine.
Ukraine, the problem with also supplying it to Ukraine, they also tied in a lot of other stuff for the Gaza Strip. They tied in more support for Israel and Ukraine.
There were bills that were supposed to pay those three countries, yes.
Yeah.
And that's the only way they can get that done.
So the border bill, whole deal there was totally weakened down because here's what they wanted to do. To hire an additional 100 judges to handle the immigration. Why did we need to do that?
Look, there was Republicans there and they okayed it. And everything was okay till they got to the House. And they were very happy about it.
No, some of them were.
Ask Tillis. Why don't you ask Tom Tillis what happened next time he comes on?
Tillis is in the Senate.
with that?
Tillis is in the Senate. He wasn't in the House.
I'm talking about he passed in the Senate. And then when it went to
It
the
didn't
House,
go
they
to the
rejected
Senate.
It hasn't. It did not go to the
Trump
Senate.
said, listen, Rayford, because Trump said, don't pass it. I don't want Biden to look good. Come on. We know this. How many times are we going to talk about it?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Now, let me ask you another thing. When Trump came into power around 2016, he said he had a lot of money. Do you remember how much he said?
I have no clue.
He said he had $10 billion.
Okay.
Now, he's got 2 payments to make, and he can't make the payments. He can't pay Gene Carroll the 85, and he can't pay the 450, and that's collecting $110,000 a day. What's the problem?
I don't know. I'm not doing his math. I'm not into his games.
Okay, maybe he don't have that kind of money. Maybe
I don't
he
know.
lied to you?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. We'll see where that goes. I heard Elon Musk was over there. Maybe he's wheeling and dealing with Elon Musk. Huh?
It could be.
Okay, very good. To be continued.
Okay.
Of course.
Thank you,
Have
Theo.
a good weekend,
Bye,
everybody.
You too.
I'm waiting for the commissioners to come in, especially the ones who won. I have some questions for them.
Okay.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
Can do
Tell them
that.
not to be scared. I'm easy.
Yeah, you are.
All right, take care. Have a good
All right,
weekend.
you
You
too,
too.
Theo.
Okay.
Wow.
We don't have anybody holding, do we?
No, but we should be having Miller time in about
Yes, we
5 more
should.
minutes.
Yeah.
So.
And if he wants to call, we can get it done now.
Yeah.
We did have a call from another Miller here, but on my cell phone.
Oh, okay. No, call back on the other number.
Yeah, and I can't get through. I mean, I can't take a call on that during the show.
Okay.
Okay. Cool story on WITN this morning. Voting will soon be underway for this year's Cadbury. Do you know what that is? Bunny.
Oh,
Yes.
And a bunny adopted from the Onslow County Animal Shelter is one of the finalists. Sophie Peterson
Really?
from Jacksonville says their bunny, Sheldon, was chosen as one of the 32 semifinalists for the 2024 Cadbury Bunny Tryouts. She
Yay.
says Sheldon is 1-year-old Rex Rabbit,
Hmm.
a Rex Rabbit, I never heard of that, and describes him this way. He loves exploring. That means he gets around and get all over everything in the house.
Mhm.
He loves to eat homemade treats. He loves to be petted and snuggled. He loves to hop on furniture and climb on things. Sounds like me. He is always full of energy and loves to play. He is also very gentle and loves to be around people. He is very well behaved and loves to follow commands. Sheldon should be the 2024 bunny because Sheldon is a playful and curious bunny. He is always looking for new things to do and loves to learn. He's a great example of how adoption can be a positive experience for both humans and animals. Sheldon is the perfect bunny to represent the 2024 Cadbury Bunny.
Yay.
By the way, voting starts on March 11th. That's next week at noon. You can follow at Cadbury USA on Instagram and vote for Sheldon and their Instagram
Go
stories.
Sheldon.
Okay, one of these, which one is?
The first one.
It's Miller time.
Miller time.
Good morning. How's everybody doing this morning?
We're hanging in here. How are you doing?
Doing good, doing good. I know I got a tough act to follow with Mr. Theo just calling in, so I'll try to do my best to provide the same entertainment that he does with us every morning.
There you go.
But tough act to follow, I swear.
What's up?
How's
No, just wanted to give everybody an update on what's going on with the Swansboro boys
Yes.
basketball team.
Yes.
They play tonight at 6:00 at home.
Oh, good.
Against Fayetteville 71st High School, and a game starts at 6. I would, if people are going to come, I'd recommend showing up pretty early, maybe even an hour early, because it's going to be a lot of people. It's going to be a packed house, and you got to go through some security to make sure everybody stays safe. But they win, they advance to the state's Final Four. So they're one of the 8 teams left now in their
Wow.
classification, and if they win, they'll go to the Final Four. And so if they win, they'll play Tuesday at Wake Forest University in Winston-Salem in the state semifinals.
Go Pirates.
yes.
Looking forward to it.
Go
That's great.
Swansboro.
And then if they win Tuesday, then they'll play Friday in the state championship game. So yeah, they're that close. It's gonna be tough. All these teams that are playing now are pretty tough. And tonight's game is gonna be a tough one, a very difficult one against Fayetteville 71st High School. But hey, this is why you play the games, and this certainly is an exciting time for the Swansboro community.
Okay. I sound like a winner.
Yeah.
So we're all pulling for them. They're
Yes,
Don's little
we
team.
are.
We're go Pirates.
Are you going to the game, Chris?
Oh yes, I'll be at the game. I'm gonna try to get there at a good time, just to get a lay of the land and watch the bleachers fill up. And it's gonna be a great atmosphere. I don't think Swansboro basketball has never gotten this far ever before. So this is unique for them and exciting for them. But it's gonna be a packed house, and it should be a lot of fun tonight.
Looking forward to it. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah.
Yes. Thanks for the update.
All right, thank you.
All right, you.
Weekend.
I think this is. I'm not sure who it is. Good morning. Who's this? Hello. Is this Gary?
Oh, you talking to me?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know how that worked. Hey, I've got a kind of announcement to make. You guys remember Howard used to call once in a while?
Yes.
Yes.
He may be even listening right now.
Oh, he scared me.
I got to know him all basically.
Uh-huh.
I heard him on the radio a couple times, and he lived where I worked. And then one day he called up, and he needed somebody to do some plumbing for him. So I went over there and, fixed something for him. And so we started talking. I said, "You that Howard guy who calls radio?" And he goes, "Yeah, that's me." And and I got to know him. I took him out to dinner a couple times, and I took him some food at Christmas, and just stuff like that. And I've worked on his house for him a couple times. Fixing his floor. His floor was messed up, and he couldn't walk on it. But anyway, I got to know him, and he needs some help. And it's a Give, Send, Go account. And because I tried to help him financially, but I just retired here, and it dips into the old beer fund quite a bit, and he couldn't really pay me back because he works, he tries to work, but his legs are really bad from jumping out of airplanes,
Right.
and he was in the Army and stuff, so he can barely get down. So I made this account. It's called Give, Send, Go, and it's just called For Howard. And if people could go on there and there's hundreds of people on there who need help, and everybody needs help, but I'm trying to just do, my little thing here.
Okay.
What was the name of it
like I
again?
say, it's Give, Send, Go.
Gifts?
For Howard. And,
Gifts and Go.
That's GIFTS and go, correct? For Howard.
Give, Send, Go. Yeah.
Okay.
And it goes. It's gonna now. See, if it works, because I ain't big on all this computer stuff. I had to get people to help me put a picture there and all kind of. But it should work. It said it's ready to go. Now, as far as Howard goes, he's got a bunch of health issues. Plus, his legs are sore. He's a good guy once you really get to know him. He's awesome. But he's getting behind in his bills, and stuff like that. And I was thinking, like I said, I tried to help him financially, but I can't really. I'm retired now. And I got, I tried all I could, but and he was more than willing, and he tried to pay me back, but he got sick for about a week, and then he got behind on his bills and he couldn't pay me, which I don't really care if he pays me back. That's why I helped him to start with. But the thing is, again, he needs help for his rent and just to buy food.
Yeah.
And I don't want. Like I said, he don't even know about this. So he might be hearing about this for the first time. I don't want anybody to. If you ever donate, no more than $10, because I'm sure he wouldn't want anybody. Tight as things are now, with our great economy and everything that the president was talking about. And I was thinking, he's a fellow warrior, and if half the Marines on aboard base just donated $1, that would be $20,000.
Yeah.
So just a thought out there, but it would help him out greatly, and it's all I can do really, because like I said, I've worked on his house. I bring him food. I go to get the food pantry for him once in a while and get food for him when because he really shouldn't be driving.
I got one other thing you can give him, or you can take him out to the Golden Corral, because I got a $25 gift card here with his name on it.
Right.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it in a heartbeat.
Okay.
Could you message our page with your information so I can call you later, because I have ties with a lot of veteran organizations that would be more than happy to help him.
Well, that's awesome. I mean, he's looked into a bunch of stuff himself. I keep telling him to try to get a computer job, because my niece has had 10 in a row. So they're out there. But he delivers the papers. And, he got in a car accident one morning and he called me and I said, well, what do you want me to do? But I drove out there and he had a big old dump truck. I mean, it could have been way worse. But,
will you just send Leah a text as soon as you hang up and give her your telephone number?
Sure.
Okay. Her number is 910.
He'd appreciate it. I mean, I'm going to have to tell him about this because he don't know nothing about it.
Oh, that's okay.
Because the money, again, it's going to go into account for me because I didn't know how to, I would have had to have all his information and this and that.
Yep, I understand.
To do it for him. And I just sat down one day and did it.
Lee needs to talk to you after the show. So her number, if you'll text your telephone number to her, it's 910.
Okay, wait a second, please.
Okay.
Yeah, he needs a little help. He's a great guy when you meet him in person. Say again, please.
910-330.
0222.
What was the last four?
0222.
222.
Right. Text me that information and I'll get up with you. And we've got this gift card form. We've been holding on to it for a while. Plus, I've got some ties with a lot of veterans organizations, and that's what they do. They help veterans.
I'm thinking, I mean, I only asked for $500 just to get his rent paid up. But then he just happened to talk to me the other day, and he said he's like 2 months behind, so I should have put it higher. But again, just $1, from whoever, and And I was thinking, he's only going to take what he needs.
Yep.
And if it goes above, let's say 1,000, 2,000, I'm sure he'll probably donate that to other veterans in town. I mean, because he only wants to get by. That's the type of guy he is.
Right.
But he does need help. I mean, he shouldn't have to be worried about paying his rent when he's got all the medical problems he's got.
All right, we're up against a tight one here. Gary, thank you.
Thank you, Gary.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Visit the guys if you can.
Okay.
Get them go.
You got it.
Howard.
You got it. Doug, I know you're there, right?
Yes, sir.
Can you hold on for just a minute?
For you, sir, I will hold.
Thank you. You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Hey, this is Chris Trader. Make sure you tune in later this morning on Sports Talk. At 9 a.m., we'll be live on the road at the University of North Carolina at Wilmington as we talk with head baseball coach Randy Hood of the UNCW Seahawks and his assistant coaches as we preview the Seahawks' upcoming baseball season. Tune in on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement, parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
If you plan to rebuild, remodel, repair, or do cottage or home improvements, Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City, should be your first stop. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies, along with Gerber, Buck, and Case knives. Williams Hardware is your helpful, handy hardware store. Williams Hardware cuts glass to size and cuts and threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington grill from Williams Hardware. Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City. Open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 to 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
If your plans include hitting the road this year to do some traveling, make sure a visit to Silent Service Center is on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle, and a visit to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind with the best value in all name brand tires and the largest selection of used tires in this area. In addition to quality tires, Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete brake service, oil changes, and alignment service. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 1120 AM WSME.
Okay, we're back, and Doug, we're up close to the end of the show. Go ahead.
Well, I just wanted to call up and hear from Kelly and Lee and get their impressions on what they saw last night with this Katie Britt State of the Union.
I did not watch it, so I have no opinion.
I didn't watch her. I turned over to
I don't even know
another
who she
channel
is.
with Marjorie Taylor Greene.
I will tell you, if you didn't see it,
I did not.
I'm going to predict that Saturday Night Live will open with a parody. She was just the fakest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I think she's.
Rayford will know that when you're on television that you're trained to like glance off to your left or to your right to make it look like you're thinking of your response. She did that about 20 times yesterday. The prompter directly in front of her, and it just came off as inauthentic. Speaking in almost the Stepford, I'm a Christian, and I know for a fact that some churches, especially the Pentecostal church, teaches women to speak very breathlessly because it's a reminder that they're the subservient gender, and that's what it was. And it just came across as Stepford Wife. It was horrible. It was horrible.
All right, Lee, you've got a comment.
Doug, I watched the first few minutes of it, and I got the impression that, well, she's young to begin with, and I feel like that she was very nervous about being picked to be the one to do the rebuttal, because you could tell by her voice several times that it was shaking. I think she finally settled into it after a while, but I took it that she was extremely nervous.
Well, Doug, I don't even know who she is, but I did not watch it at all.
She's a senator from Alabama who replaced Richard Shelby when he retired. But as bad as the other senator is from Alabama, Tommy Tuberville, I'm not sure there's a worse state that's represented in Washington between the two of them. She just came across as inauthentic. She came across as a Handmaid's Tale, in my opinion.
Think so.
I was just
I think she was just nervous.
I'm going to have to watch
Well,
it.
you
I'll
know-
watch it today.
Well, now you've got me wanting to watch it.
I know.
Doug.
I'm going to have to watch it now.
You know who had the best seat in the
I will
house
listen
last
on Monday
night?
to get your opinions on it because it's, it was tragic. I was,
I'll watch it.
You're-
I'll message
all right.
you and give you I'll message you and tell you what I think.
Yeah, I think Biden was tragic.
Yep.
Thank you,
go.
Doug.
All right.
Bye.
Sounds
Bye.
Have a good weekend. You're live and local Real Talk. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
WSME.
For 40 years now, people throughout Jacksonville and Onslow County have trusted Barnes Diamond Gallery for all their jewelry needs for every special occasion. They understand that every day is a special event for someone, whether celebrating a wedding, anniversary, birthday, engagement, or graduation. Let Barnes Diamond Gallery custom design something for you. Barnes Diamond Gallery does on-site repair in addition to their quality and selection of diamonds, diamond fashion bands, pendants, watches, earrings, gemstone rings, and and necklaces for anyone for any occasion. Major credit cards accepted. Layaway available. Barnes Diamond Gallery offers appraisals and paid top market prices for gold and silver. Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, Jacksonville, open 9:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday.
Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only cover protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, Solitech luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home. That's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2023 in the flooring covering and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering, they're more than just floors. It's custom shower, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering, family owned and operated since 1997, with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering, you stand on it, we stand behind it.
Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of the following specials at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store down the street where good things cost less. Main Street in Maysville. 10 pounds or more. Fresh ground chuck, just $3.59 a pound. Whole Boston butt is $1.49 a pound. St. Louis style ribs, $2.49 a pound. And split fry breast, just $2.29 a pound. And remember, they use only the finest and certified Angus beef and Sanderson's Farm chicken at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store. And the butchers cut the beef and pork fresh every day. Over in produce, crisp broccoli crowns, just 99 cents a pound. Honey crisp Fuji or Red Delicious apples, just 99 cents a pound. Fresh blueberries are only $2.99 a pint, and you get a 1 pound package of fresh strawberries for just $3.99. And you get two 2-liter size Cokes or Sprite for just $5. That's your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store where good things cost less. Down home down the street in downtown Main Street, Maysville. Remember, say big with the P.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, wrapping up this day.
Sure.
Been a hectic one. Knew it would be, but it's okay. It was good. Good to have Sheila in here this morning.
Yes, it was very interesting.
And all the callers as well.
Appreciate it.
We got coming up right after the show. We got Sports Talk with Chris Rayner.
That's right. And they're going to be live at the University of North Carolina in Wilmington with head baseball coach Randy Hood and his assistant coaches. And they're going to preview the upcoming Seahawks baseball season.
Oh, yeah. They always have
interesting.
The UNC baseball team and a pretty good basketball team every year. They just don't have football, but they've always had a really good basketball team.
You bringing that up real quick, county commissioners yesterday went ahead and voted in favor of a $38,000 money check to go to the Ospreys out of tourism.
Good.
And it was a 5-2 vote with the majority of the commissioners feeling like that it's going to help bring in tourism.
It does bring in tourism.
And I think it's exciting.
It's going to bring in a lot of tax
Thank
dollars.
you, commissioners, for doing that.
Put heads on beds.
That's right.
That's it.
Excited.
They will be eating food too and paying taxes on it.
Yeah.
Week is severe weather preparedness week for North Carolina. So flash flooding is going to be one of the topics they're going to be talking about in North Carolina. I mean, once you get a lot of rain, it doesn't go into the ground right away. It just sits there. The more you get, it takes the longer it takes to go away. Here's one of the hints that they're giving you too. If you're go camping and whatever, be aware if you park along or camp along a stream, water can come from miles away from a thunderstorm, miles and miles upstream, and come on down there and overflow the banks. That could be an issue.
I didn't know that.
You could wake up on your mattress in the middle of a lake.
Yep. There you go. Other thing is, if you do get trapped, you're driving through flooded waters, which you should not be doing. But if you do get stopped in the flood, stay in your car unless the water is coming into your car. Then you can get on the roof and hope for help.
Well, don't drive through flooded roads.
Don't drive through flooded roads, but also don't drive around any cones that are out there or barricades.
Correct.
People that do that have problems.
Yes.
Create problems for other people.
6 inches of water will make your vehicle.
Yeah. That's it.
You'll float.
Let's see, what else? Did I have anything else? Yeah, up in a man charged with having 4 pounds of cocaine following a traffic stop has been found guilty on all charges and is headed for prison for decades.
Good.
The sheriff's office up the county there, Rocky Mount area, says, I think it's Nash County, that 2-year-old Omar Amante of Georgia was sentenced to 37 years behind bars after being found guilty of 2 counts of trafficking methamphetamines. Good. His vehicle was stopped near Rocky Mount in March of 2022. Authorities seized the drugs. Yay.
Well, let me give you a quick tip, Rayford, real quick before we sign off here. If you're going to commit a crime or do something naughty, like participate in a riot, like the January 6th riot, don't wear clothes that identify who you are. Because some moron, and this is moron, got arrested Wednesday because apparently they're still looking at the photos.
Oh, yeah.
And he wore a jacket listing the name of his business with his name embroidered on there. I mean, that's just stupid. So if you're going to commit a crime.
That'd be like us wearing these shirts that
Yes.
I got on today.
Yeah.
To go commit a crime because there are cameras everywhere.
Yeah, so just
what kind of shirt were they wearing? It said live and local on it.
Yeah, it said Rayford Brown on there. So if you're going to do that, if you're going to be dumb enough to do something like that, at least don't promote your business in your crime.
There you
So
go.
that's my tip for the day.
Okay.
Wow.
Sports Talk coming up right after the Fox news break. And at 10 o'clock, about another dose of your daily D's with the one, the only,
Rick Dees.
Rick Dees. And this afternoon, he'll hand it off to Hollywood Man. He'll be back in town by that time. Chris Hollywood Man at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Have a great rest of your day. And we will see you on Monday morning. Prepare for some wet weather tomorrow and some rough water tomorrow. So be careful out there. Have a good one. We'll see you on Monday. We live and local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.